Look at that, it's beautiful. Beautiful green morning out there. 7:41 right now, 70 degrees already. It's going to be heating up. Jen will have your full forecast in just a moment. Hey, you know, when you apply for a job at certain companies, there's a high chance that your resume will be scanned by a filtering software. So how can you get past this robot, if you will? Because nobody wants to be bumped from a job by a robot before a human even looks at it. Career coach Chrissy Civic joins us now from Eat Your Career, and she's here to answer your questions. So what is the deal? These are essentially computer systems that filter out the resumes before they even get to somebody's desk.
Right. They're called applicant tracking systems. And essentially, it helps companies just manage all of that data that's coming in from all of these resumes. Hiring managers and recruiters can go in. They can search for key terms. They can apply all kinds of filters to hopefully take, thousands of candidates and whittle that down to a pool of highly qualified people.
So you can understand why a company would do this. I mean, they have so many people to go through, but I have to
common.
Do a lot of people get lost in the shuffle? Or a lot of companies using these?
Absolutely. 70% of Fortune 1000 companies are using them. Unfortunately, 75% of qualified candidates are getting completely lost in the shuffle. Like you said, it's kind of like a black hole for them because they're not formatting their resumes correctly.
Okay, so what should we do?
Yeah, well, I have 3 tips for you. There's so much information out there about this, and a lot of it is really confusing. It's conflicting. So these 3 are kind of generally accepted. First and foremost, remember that this is all about text. It's the words on the page. So if you're spending a ton of time formatting your resume and trying to make it look pretty, you're kind of wasting your time because, like you said, it might not even get in front of a human being. It has to get through the filters first. So concentrate on the text. Remember to take text out of tables. A lot of people have tables in there because it's great for formatting.
It looks pretty.
Yes, templates almost all have tables in them. It no longer works, so get rid of those. Yeah.
So what you think is easy. And then keywords. I mean, are there certain words we should be putting in our resumes?
Yeah, and this is different for every position, every industry, every organization. So the point here is to do your research and just know which ones are appropriate for you. Sprinkle them liberally throughout your resume.
It may seem gratuitous, but it's going to get you recognized by the computer before a person even checks it out.
It's the only way to make it happen. So you got to kind of think like a recruiter or think like a hiring manager. If you were filtering through all of these resumes, what would you do to bring it down to the most qualified people? What would you be looking for? The skills, the specific accomplishments, it's typically these things are going to be hard skills, technical skills, and you want to make sure that those things are just reflected in your resume.
So if you're an expert at, let's say, Photoshop, for example, and a job needs that, and you don't put the word Photoshop in your resume.
Right. You've got to have it in your resume and have it several times in there. And again, take it out of a table. You want to just have basic text on a plain document.
And obviously we talk about physical resumes, but sites like monster.com, all this information is coming from these sites as well.
Yes, I mean, you can upload your resume to those types of sites, and that is in itself an applicant tracking system that people are going to be filtering and searching on. But yeah, these are typically resumes that are submitted online.
All right, well, some interesting tips there. It's a whole new world when you think about it because of databases and sites that track all that kind of stuff. And so it's something to think about. Chrissy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always some great advice, always good tips.